The major announcement that I have this morning is in relation to an investigation conducted by the Economic and Organized Crime, which led to a very big recovery of proceeds of crime. As you are all aware, the Economic and Organized Crime Office is one of the key law enforcement agencies that works directly under the Office of the Attorney General. Since assuming office as the Attorney General, I have worked closely with the Executive Director of the office, that is EOCO, Mr. Raymond Archer, and the management and staff of the EOCO to ensure that the fight against economic and organized criminal enterprises is sustained. The investigation I'm about to announce and the results of that investigation demonstrate the commitment of the Economic and Organized Crime Office to the fight against organized criminal enterprises. The investigation, which by the way is still ongoing, was complex and at the same time groundbreaking. In or around 2019, a criminal network comprising mostly of Chinese and Malaysians targeted both Ghanaian and British citizens using e-commerce websites and online fraudulent investment schemes. The gang established a Ghanaian company in 2019 to front their criminal enterprise. According to official records obtained by the Economic and Organized Crime Office, the company's principal business was described as general trading and online trading and marketing. This is how the criminal enterprise worked. The victims were permitted to purchase products online from the company's e-commerce website by paying a registration fee. Once the victims signed on, they were encouraged to purchase investment packages, which range from 770 Ghana cedis to 9,240 Ghana cedis. The criminals developed attractive flyers to promote fraudulent investment and categorized the investment into classes. So they had VIP 1, VIP 2, VIP 3, VIP 4 to VIP 5. And depending on the package, the price would enhance or increase. Victims were informed that they would make fantastic earnings by operating trading accounts as well as owning an online shop and trading in the company's goods on its online platform. Typical of most Ponzi schemes, victims were encouraged to embark on recruiting other victims through networking and referral systems. These investment packages could also be purchased via virtual currencies. The payments to the company in Ghana were either made by mobile money, cash, or via a crypto wallet. The criminals produced a how-to video demonstrating how to make payment using virtual currency. This video greatly assisted the Economic and Organized Crime Office in tracing the crypto wallet, which was used to receive the money and launder the proceeds of the criminal enterprise. Using very sophisticated tools such as chain analysis reactor, a software used to analyze cryptocurrency transactions on a blockchain, the EOCO identified the transfer of funds into the cryptocurrency wallet linked to the criminal enterprise. EOCO investigators established that the crypto wallets of the company were held on a crypto exchange platform called OKX, which was located offshore Seychelles. As it turned out, OKX's own internal investigation suggested that the criminal cluster, which EOCO was pursuing, had been found to be fraudulent. The suspicion of fraud stemmed from the fact that over 1,000 transactions from this cluster originated from a particular computer IP address and from a particular location, suggesting the transactions must have been done by an individual. EOCO obtained KYC, which is Know Your Customer information, from OKX, who showed that the owner of the crypto wallet, a Chinese national who worked in Ghana under a residence permit and also worked for the company which was used to defraud several Ghanaians and British citizens. This Chinese individual was also named by Ghanaian victims as a person who directly received funds from them in respect of the fraudulent investment scheme. Having connected the dots, EOCO managed to freeze the tainted wallets and served the freezing order on OKX. The office also worked with OKX to notify the holders of the wallets. Realizing that the wallets had been frozen, the suspects sent emissaries to inquire why their wallets had been frozen. EOCO informed the suspects about the reasons for freezing the wallets and invited them to come to Ghana for further investigation. In the course of the investigation, the company which was used to defraud Ghanaians and British victims was closed down and its operations disappeared into thin air. Faced with a daunting task, EOCO applied to the Malaysian authorities for mutual legal assistance with a view to tracking down the directors of the criminal enterprise which it had established through investigations was Malaysian. There was no response from the Malaysian authorities. EOCO became aware that the criminal scheme, which was operated and promoted by Chinese and Malaysian nationals, was a global operation that targeted victims in developing countries in Africa. Therefore, and faced with the lack of cooperation from the Asian authorities, EOCO turned to the National Crime Agency of the United Kingdom for assistance and also enlisted the services of Comply Crypto Depository, a crypto asset management and realization company based in the UK, to facilitate the transfer of the tainted virtual assets from all the 4 seized crypto wallets that received the virtual currency transfers from the criminal cluster to a virtual asset custodian company called Zodiac Custody. Zodiac thus worked with EOCO to hold the virtual currencies under the control of the applicant, that is EOCO, until the assets were realized in fiat value and transferred into a bank account in the name of the applicant. EOCO then turned to Ghana's judiciary and obtained a High Court order on May 27, 2025, to the effect that OKX should transfer all crypto assets in its custody to Zodiac, and for Zodiac also to realize same into currency, fiat currency, and pay its dollar equivalent into the EOCO exhibit account. Additionally, the High Court ordered that upon the receipt of the funds, EOCO should cater to the victims of the crime. Through this approach, EOCO successfully used our local laws to freeze and recover virtual assets hidden in foreign jurisdictions. As a result, on November 19, 2025, Zodiac Custody successfully converted the said crypto assets of the criminal enterprise and paid same to EOCO's exhibit account in the amount of 15,191,730 United States of American dollars and 13 cents. As demonstrated above, the criminal enterprise targeted our citizens, defrauded them, and laundered the criminal proceeds into cryptocurrency such as Bitcoin, USDT, and Ethereum in an attempt to further hide the proceeds from the reach of Ghana's law enforcement. With this recovery, millions of funds which were looted out of the country have been successfully returned to our motherland. In the coming days, EOCO will enter into a second phase of this case, which will involve screening both Ghanaians and British victims for restitution. As His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama stated during a recent press conference, Ghana will no longer be a safe place for any form of criminal activity which seeks to target our economy, our financial system, and our citizens. This case should therefore serve as a clear warning that EOCO has developed the capability to investigate and recover virtual assets such as cryptocurrency, and that no foreign jurisdiction is too far from the long arm of Ghanaian law enforcement. Since EOCO's Shiza, the international law enforcement community has been buzzing with excitement about what they consider to be a remarkable innovation and success in modern law enforcement through the use of the non-conviction-based asset recovery approach to recover such substantial sums of money. The use of local laws to target, freeze, realize, and repatriate proceeds of tainted virtual assets in foreign jurisdictions. On November 5, 2025, both the National Crime Agency of the UK and the National Economic Crime Center of the United Kingdom wrote to congratulate EOCO for this incredible achievement. Consequently, I would like to take the opportunity to thank the hard-working and dedicated staff of the Economic and Organized Crime Office, especially the Executive Director, Mr. Ramonacha, and his two deputies, who endured tireless days and nights in ensuring that these foreign criminals who targeted our economy and our citizens were denied the proceeds of their criminal enterprise. I would also like, on behalf of the Economic and Organized Crime Office, and also on my own behalf, to thank our partners, especially the National Crime Agency of the United Kingdom, whose relentless support and guidance has been instrumental in the success of this case. I would like also to thank our third-party non-state actors such as Zodiac, Custody UK, Chain Analysis UK, OK Exchange UK, and the European banks, whose understanding and compliance have paved the way for a breakthrough in innovative cryptocurrency investigations for a safer and credible virtual asset space that protects the vulnerable and ensures accountability. Most importantly, the Economic and Organized Crime Office and my office would like to extend our utmost gratitude to Ghana's judiciary for their pioneering role in studying and guiding us through the complex case, which is going to set a new benchmark for international law enforcement, especially on the continent of Africa, in respect of how to apply local laws to target virtual assets in foreign jurisdictions. In particular, the EOCO would like to thank her leadership, Justice Gwendolyn Millicent Owusu of the High Court Economic and Financial Crime Division, for her leadership, guidance through the process. Without her understanding of the complexities of this case, that this achievement would nearly have been impossible. As you may have realized, we have omitted the names of the criminal entities, names of individuals, as well as the names of the victims. This is because this case remains active and is open. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, my fellow countrymen and women, the Economic and Organized Crime Office as a law enforcement agency has seen rapid transformation in the execution of its statutory mandate. This has been evident in the work that the office has done in this year alone. You recall that two high-profile cases, or investigations involving the National Signal Bureau and the Buffer Stock Company have been completed and are, before the courts for trial. And trials have started, in both cases. Other dockets have been completed and are awaiting review by my office prior to charges being filed. And I'm sure the Minister for Government Communications will confirm later that we have another announcement to make on Monday involving some high-profile, politically exposed persons that got themselves involved in certain criminal activities. Now, in terms of recoveries, the Economic and Organized Crime has exceeded the 2025 target, which was set at 200 million. Recoveries currently stand at 337.4 million. This figure means that it has exceeded its 2025 recovery by over 133.4 million. This is the highest recovery in the history of the agency. The recovery represents completed cases of both direct and indirect recoveries. Direct recoveries are recoveries that are deposited directly into the exhibit account of the office. This currently stands at about 194 million. Indirect recoveries, on the other hand, are recoveries that are paid directly to either GRA or the Consolidated Fund. This amount stands at 142.6 million. The success story of the Economic and Organized Crime Office shows that institutions matter, but institutional leadership is crucial to the success of the institutions we create as a country. The current leadership of the EOCO shows that when leadership bestows integrity, institutions perform their mandated functions optimally. At the national level, we are witnesses to the leadership being provided by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Without his committed support for my office and the EOCO, we would not have been here today. We are grateful for that support.